everyone.
Hiya.
Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to let everyone get settled in and
Hi.
admit everyone into the room. There we go. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Lovely to see you all. Who have we got here? Oh, I can't see. There we go. We've got Sheila, Anne, Annalisa, Mary's in the house, Nicole. Abina, Alan, Elisa, all the A's. Is this going in alphabetical order? Annette, Clarice, Francesca. Hello, everyone. Kaylee's here. Catherine's here. Leanne, Martina. Oh my gosh, we have so many people. Oh wow, Puerto Rico. Kylie, wow. Amazing. Oh, it's Book Basket. So lovely to see you, Sarah. Yeah, if you have a TikTok name that I normally know you by, feel free to drop it in because I might not recognize your normal name. Hey, Yulia, Tony. Oh, brilliant. We've got a full house today. That is what I love to see. Welcome, everyone, to this free training, How to Build a Brand on Pinterest. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Please continue to let me know where you're from or who you are in the chat, and we'll get started in a moment. And I'll just let these other people in the room.
Hi guys, I'm from South Africa.
Oh, hi, Nancy. How are you? We were chatting on TikTok, weren't we?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm so glad I'm here.
Amazing. Oh, Paris. Oh, Julia. Amazing. Oh, hi, Julia. How are you? Oh, Lisa, you're in Liverpool. Yay. Same, same. Digital Diva. Oh, amazing. Oh, it's so lovely when I can see your names as well. Oh, Bina, you're in Florida. Oh my gosh. Qatar. Wow. Wow, wow. Scottish Highlands. This is amazing. I love that this is bringing so many people together. South Wales, Shropshire, Newcastle, Surrey. Lovely. So lots of people in the UK. We've got Ireland, and then lots of people from far away, which I love. Vancouver. Oh, I love this. Amazing. Italy. Okay, brilliant. Right. What I'm going to ask is, before we crack on, if everyone could go on mute, if you could mute yourself, I think I can mute a few of you from here. Um, the reason being, just sometimes microphones pick up sounds, and then your sound might go over me. We are going to have time for a little mini Q&A at the end of the session. So if you can stick around, if you've got questions, I'll ask them at the end. In the meantime, drop them in the chat just in case I am able to answer them as I go. I'm going to try and keep this to under 90 minutes. But those who have been in my programs before will know I do tend to go on side quests, down rabbit holes, chat quite a bit, but I will try and be respectful of everyone's time and keep it to under 90 minutes, okay? So, without further ado, let's crack on. Let me just make sure I can actually see what I'm doing, and we'll keep the chat down there in the corner. So for those of you who don't know me, I feel like a lot of you already know me, but I'll just give us a little introduction. My name is Hannah, and I'm a six-figure social search strategist and mentor, and the founder of Digital Priestess Marketing, which is essentially like a mini Pinterest agency. Social search strategist and mentor, what does that really mean? I focus on helping people on search-based platforms. So not Instagram. Instagram is not a search-friendly platform. I'm actually an anti-Instagrammer. I have been Instagram free now for over a year, and it has completely transformed my business once I finally went all in on social search strategy, search engine marketing, and it's just completely changed my life. So now I help business owners get seen without being online 24/7, without you needing to be doing reels and carousels and stories all the live long day. Instead, I mainly help people with Pinterest and also TikTok, Google, blogging, anything that essentially revolves around your brand or business showing up in a search or being visible online for people who are actually looking for you. So now that I've kind of breaking free from my Instagram, jump forward a year, I can reach anything from 300,000 people to 500,000 in 1 month using search-based platforms. Just like more people in the room. Oh, best keep this little waiting room open. We've got people coming in. There we go. I have built massive, massive visibility and actually 10x my income, and I've done it without using Instagram Reels, without stories, and without posting daily on social media. Very important there. That is my rule. Sometimes I'll post 3 days in a row, and then sometimes I'll take 10 days off, and I still have impact and income coming into my business. I'm very, very proud of that. The reason that I'm so proud of that is because I know so many of us struggle with it. Social media can damage our mental health. It can be a toxic place. So I feel very proud that I've been able to break free from having to rely on platforms like Instagram, and from having to, and for other people, solopreneurs, having to burn themselves out on platforms like Instagram, not when you can use platforms like Pinterest to grow your business and to build a brand. So now I'm teaching you how to do the same and sustainably as well, so that you're not spending all the live long day on your laptop or on social media platforms. And the reason I put down here is social search made me rich is because I've been having this conversation with a couple of clients lately, and I've talked about it on some of my TikTok lives, but I really do feel like I was actually talking about this on our membership call yesterday. My business coach was there. I feel like a wealthy woman at the moment, and rich and wealth will mean different things to everyone. Now, obviously, yes, money comes into that, but for me, being rich is, as an example, on Monday morning, I decided to spontaneously take the morning off. I didn't do a TikTok live. I decided to just have a morning of drinking coffee, reading my romantasy novel, and sitting in my new chair that we've just bought from IKEA. And that for me is the rich life. That freedom and that spontaneity and that choice. And that's not something that I felt like I was able to have, not obviously in my 9 to 5 job, but even a few years ago when I still was in self-employment, because I didn't have that freedom. It felt like you had to work, work, work. And so I always say now, like, Pinterest has made me rich, social search has made me wealthy, and that's exactly what I want to do for you guys, okay? For my community, for my clients. So that was a little bit about me. Let me just check open. Let's get some more people in the room. Love that we have over 40 of you here today. That makes me so, so, so happy. So, just to clarify as well, everything that I'm harping on about, it's not just like a bit of luck that I've had. I've worked with a lot of people and have helped transform their businesses as well using things like Pinterest and social search. So, just a little snapshot here of some things that my clients have said. So, I also want to highlight this one down here that you can see. This is one of my clients who I love. I love to just shout about the rooftops from this one, because this was a client of mine who had she's in the US, had a $9,000 month without using any social media, not even TikTok, just from using the Pinterest strategy that we did together. And that's why I will keep on harping on about Pinterest and how powerful it is until the cows come home, seriously, because it's so powerful when you know what you're doing and you treat it like a platform where you can build a brand, which is what we're going to focus on today. So let's get stuck in. Oh, Nicole, it's 5 a.m. in Vancouver. Bless you. I'm so happy that you got up for this. That just shows me you are the absolutely right person to be on this call, because I'm loving that dedication. That dedication is incredible. So, you guys have so much potential, okay? So what I'm hearing a lot of is, what product do I sell? How do I get more views on Pinterest? And I'm feeling like everyone's being a little bit too much on the make money, strategy, rather than thinking big. So what if, this one idea that you have, or this one product, or this small business that you have, you could actually transform into this global brand, okay? What if you could actually boost your audience, your traffic, and create consistent sales, again, without having to be that person that just becomes a slave to an algorithm or a slave to Instagram, okay? That's what I want to focus on in this masterclass. I want to show you how to stop playing small, embrace big brand energy That's something I want you to walk away with in your head today. I'm no longer a small business. I am a big brand and I'm stepping into big brand energy. And I want to show you how Pinterest can help you build the business that you've been dreaming about, okay? I am here to wake you up today to show you that Pinterest is so much more than just another platform to go and tick off. I want to help you to dream bigger. I want to help you to stop playing small and start building that global brand because this isn't just about schedule some Pinterest pins. Yes, that's obviously a part of the work that you do, but it's about getting your brand out there, getting your name out there, becoming known for something and creating that impact. Plus, if you stay till the end, there is a giveaway to win a one-to-one with me. This one-to-one will be about 45 minutes to an hour and a private call with me where we can strategize your business, whether that's complete social search, whether that's specifically Pinterest. You can just come to me with Hannah by the end of this 60 minutes. This is what I want to walk away with. And I'll be like, okay, and we will get to work. So that is available. What you need to do though is you need to pay attention throughout this masterclass because how you're going to win this prize is at the end of the class, I'm going to ask you a question. And oh, sorry, I'm going to read out a sentence which has a missing word in it or missing words. And the first person to drop into the chat the missing words will win the prize. So it really is just a case of paying attention and then being speedy to type it in. So definitely make sure you pay attention. So stick around for that at the end. I'm also obviously going to be sharing about something incredible I have coming up. I have a brand new program that I want to talk to you guys about that I think if you're in this masterclass and you're wanting to build a brand on Pinterest, you're perfect for it. You're absolutely perfect for it. So does this sound familiar? Because I'm hearing a lot of different things, and I feel like there's a few different types of people that we've got onto this call. I would love to know in the chat where you feel like you fall onto into these categories, okay? So maybe you're feeling stuck in the strategy, right? Do I really have to pin 15 times a day? Maybe that's what you've heard. Oh my God, I've got to make 15 pins a day and pin 15 times a day. What if I've only got one product to sell? How do I even get started? Like maybe you're getting caught up in the strategy. Or maybe you're someone that you feel like you've actually tried Pinterest before, but it's just not landing. It's just not working. Maybe you feel like you're seeing inconsistent results. Yet, whether you're camp one or camp two, you still know that you have this dream that you want to build on, okay? You still know that you want to create a thriving brand. Does any of this sound familiar or feel familiar? I'd love to know specifically what you feel like you're kind of struggling with when it comes to building a brand on Pinterest. Michelle says, oh, yes. Kayla says, in this strategy, what to do, when, how many, where to put everything. Okay. Sarah says, yes, 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 and yes. Juliet, 100%. Yeah, I know how powerful it is. Um, but I haven't tried it. Okay, brilliant. So brand new. Suzanne, you're brand new. That's fantastic. You're in the right place. Also, the strategy. Yes, yes, yes. Nicole says ground zero. Okay, Kaylee says stuck in all the details, completely brand new. Brilliant. Okay. Oh no, Sam. Okay, there is if you have to leave or dive out, don't worry, the replay will be sent out later today. Okay. Brand new, says Nancy. Cinnamon says, oh yes, stuck in all the details. Annalisa says stuck, yeah, stuck on the strategy and the niche and everything. Okay, brilliant. That's good because where we're going to go to first is kind of the starting point, something that you want to work on first before you go into the strategy. So I feel like we've got a good group of people here. Some who've tried it, some who are on Pinterest. Lisa says she's feeling inconsistent. Okay, we're going to touch on that as well. We've got all the right people in the room. This is amazing. Let's dive in. I want to first share with you where most people will fail on Pinterest so that you know what not to do and to avoid this, okay? If you are just going on Pinterest because you've heard it's great, but you're not really invested in it, it's probably not going to be for you, okay? If you're going to treat it like a chore, this is not just another platform where you want to post. And that's where I see a lot of people doing it. Like, oh, I heard it's really good. Then they think of it like social media. Like, okay, I'll just go on and do some posts and then maybe I'll get some traction. And it's not like that. And so I want you to almost give a little bit of love to Pinterest, okay? I really feel like that's what's worked for me and my clients. Like you have to see this as it's not just a chore that you need to go and tick off. It's not just a strategy of like, okay, I'll go and pin these pins today, I'm done. You'll get to a point where it can become that, where it'll become part of a ritual and a checklist. And again, we'll speak about that later. But I feel like people are missing the bigger problem of the bigger picture, which is why would you be on Pinterest? Okay. And how can you monetize it? Most people will go into it with a sell, sell, sell mindset instead of focusing on solving your audience's problem and delivering much needed solutions or being that inspiration for them. Okay. I also see people give up way too quickly because they think it's like social media. So I could start a TikTok account tomorrow or today. And if I really tried or if I had the right strategy, I could go viral tomorrow, you know? Like that can happen on TikTok. You can go viral overnight. That's not how it works on Pinterest. Okay. Pinterest is not a social media platform. It's a search engine. I'm sure everyone is sick of me saying that. But it's so true. And I feel like I need to drill it into people. It's a search engine. Search engines have to index content, and that itself can take a few weeks. So I hear people go, oh, I did a whole month on Pinterest and nothing. And then I gave up. Okay, well, A, go back on it because you might actually be seeing some stats on there if it's been a few months now. But B, you need to actually dedicate a much longer period of time. Okay. So because you're not seeing immediate results, don't give up. Okay. What I see a lot of people do is, oh, I went back to Instagram. Oh my gosh, no, that makes me so frustrated. It makes me so sad as well, because that's just going to suck more of your time up and your energy and your mental well-being. When with Pinterest, although you won't get that instant gratification that you might get on TikTok or Instagram, you will get those results if you commit to it. So that's where I see people going wrong. They're treating it like a chore, treating it like something they've just got to do on a to-do list. They're going into it thinking they just need to sell, sell, sell on there rather than solve a problem. And then they just give up too quickly. So most people think this is just a place for pretty pictures. I get that a lot in my TikTok comments, like, oh, you can make money on Pinterest. I thought it was just where people go for inspiration and pretty pictures. But it can be a tool for your brand. It really, really can. There's so much that you can do with it that happens off the platform as well, which I'm going to touch on today as well. So basically, your audience is craving solutions, inspiration, and your brand could be exactly what they are looking for. So, because people have been missing the bigger picture and not really seeing your potential, like literally, guys, your potential. I've been on Pinterest now for 5 years and I started exactly the same. I had no clue. The whole reason that I learned Pinterest was because I launched my business and this is my previous business, which was a life coaching business. I launched that on Instagram in May 2020. And because I was using Instagram as my main platform, it was just a meh flop, right? There I was thinking I was going to make like £2,000 in my first month, had it all planned out. I was living in Bali at the time. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the best summer ever. I'm a life coach now, I'm going to launch a business, launched it on Instagram, made one sale in month one for £120. So not the 2K that I had planned. And in month two, I made zero. So the first 2 months of my business, I made £120. That was it. And I had to fly home from Bali because I couldn't afford to stay there. Didn't end up being the hot girl summer that I thought it was going to be. Had to fly home, move back in with my parents, and I was 34 at the time. 34 in 2020. Yes, I had to move back in with my parents. And my friend said, if you need money, we could do it some help in our agency. She had an online remote Pinterest agency. And I was like, I would. Like, I know a bit about blogging, but I don't really know Pinterest that well. She's like, no worries, I'll train you up. Ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to me because not only did I work for her for about 10 months as a Pinterest VA, she trained me up, I did it part-time, but I was able to use everything that she taught me to start my own Pinterest page to promote my own life coaching business. Then over the next 12 months, started getting life coaching clients through Pinterest and through Google, all from the Pinterest strategy. From there, I started selling digital products, started selling EFT tapping bundles, did it all from Pinterest, got number one on Google for multiple search terms. Like it changed everything in that business for me to jump forward. So that was around 2020, 2021. At the end of 2022, I'd started helping clients with Pinterest, teaching Pinterest, and I was like, I want to go all in with this. So I closed down the life coaching business and launched digital priestess marketing. By January 2023, I had Pinterest clients and was doing a Pinterest agency. Anyway, it was insane. Now I love, love, love to teach it because I can see the power that it has. So I'm going to share with you now 3 strategies to building a brand on Pinterest. But just a little heads up, the number 2 strategy is actually like 5 in 1. So you are definitely going to want to have your notebook and your pen ready. So there's actually more like 8 strategies here. But I to try and condense it down and for the sake of time, I'm going to try and I'm going to try and pretend it's three, but really it's eight. Okay, here we go. You will have heard me talk about this one before if you've seen me on a TikTok live or if you've been in my programs. This might seem like an obvious one. To some people, it's not. And I didn't know this when I started my business back in May 2020. I was really selling the product. Come and join my life coaching program. Come and transform your life in my life coaching program. I wasn't telling people how it was going to help them specifically to solve a problem that they had. So, strategy number one, this is where you need to start before you create a product, before you go and open a Pinterest account, before you do anything. You need to know, what problem am I solving? I'd say this is the number one mistake people make, not just with Pinterest, but with everything when it comes to business. We're so focused on the product that we're selling. We're so focused on the ebook or the coloring book or the earrings or whatever it is that we're selling, Stanley Cup, whatever it could be, mobile phone cases, digital wallpapers for your phone. We're so focused on the product, we're not thinking about what solution, what problem is this solving? Why is this a solution for someone? Or what desire is this fulfilling? So you want to tick at least one of those. Either you're solving a problem or you're fulfilling a desire, or usually you're doing both of those things. So an example is, right? If you maybe you're how you have a parenting like digital product, right? Most people are like, buy my parenting ebook, be a better parent. Here's my parenting ebook, buy it, right? Which is not going to sell because you're not telling anyone, you're not telling the parent why they need it, okay? Whereas if you had an ebook that was more about like, here's how to get your child to sleep at night without the tantrums, that's solving a problem. The problem is this parent can't get their child to sleep at night without the child having a tantrum. So in this ebook, I'm going to show you how to get your child to sleep at night without those tantrums. Or it could even be how to get your child to sleep at night in 3 easy steps. How to get your child to sleep at night before 7 p.m. without hearing a whimper from them. Is this landing for people? Are people understanding what I'm saying when I'm saying you need to solve a problem or fulfill a desire, not just sell a product? So someone on Monday, I can't remember who it was, someone, and I love questions on TikTok Live, and this was a great question, but they asked, okay, Hannah, I'm brand new. What product should I sell on Pinterest or what product should I sell? And I immediately followed up with, I have no idea because what problem are you solving? So if you don't know what problem you're solving, yes, just struggling what I would say for an Airbnb. So if you're running an Airbnb, that's a desire. I would say that's a desire. Well, actually, there's problems that you could solve with that. Get away from the kids for a weekend. You don't need to get on a plane to have a vacation, to have a holiday. Come and stay in this Airbnb. Can't afford to travel far this year. Come to the this Airbnb. Um, if the Airbnb has something unique about it, is there a certain desire there? Like the one that always stands out to me is like there's like a million different like Harry Potter Airbnbs. Come and be a Hogwarts student for a weekend in this Harry Potter Airbnb. So if it has a theme, play on that. But I would say for that yours, Maddie, it's probably a desire. So here's why this wins every single time, because people are never actually wanting to buy a product, they're buying a solution. Do I want to buy washing up liquid? Do I want to buy that? If I don't have dirty dishes, I don't need that actually, right? I'm not, it's just liquid. It's just weird liquid. It's like weird jelly liquid. I would never buy that unless I had dirty dishes that I know need cleaning, right? So your audience isn't, if someone was like, oh my God, this is like, come and buy my washing up liquid. It's the, like, it's great, it's green, it's whatever, like I don't really care about that. But if they said, if you can't get that, if you're like scratching your dishes when you're cleaning your dishes and you're breaking your nails because you're scratching your dishes, look no further than this washing up liquid is for you. Like that might work because I have nice nails and I don't like to damage them. I mean, we have a dishwasher, but there you go, dishwasher, that's also it solves a problem. If you don't want to wash dishes anymore, get one of our dishwashers. So people don't necessarily buy the products, they buy the solutions or they buy the opportunity that it is offering, right? They're searching for an answer to their problem or a way to fulfill this desire, whether that's saving time, making money, growing a business, feeling more beautiful. So, one I always get asked about is like clothes and style. Like, well, that's not solving a problem. Well, it kind of is. It's definitely fulfilling a desire. Like, if I'm going out on Saturday night and I want a new outfit, I want a new outfit because of how it's going to make me feel. Not just like and how I'm gonna feel confident. I want to feel stylish. I want to feel beautiful, you know? So that is fulfilling a desire. So solving problem also builds trust as well. It builds massive, massive trust. Um, Whether that is through a Pinterest pin, a blog post that you have, a lead magnet, like if they find your content and even in that free content, you solved a problem for them, you've just bought that trust. Okay, and another example of this is like the videos that I create for TikTok, which by the way, all go onto Pinterest. I constantly get comments on them of people being like, oh my God, this was so helpful. Thank you. I'm definitely following for more, right? Or I just binged your content, like, because this was so helpful. And then they come back like that's what you want, you know. If people start, you know, saving a lot of your pins on Pinterest and then they, you know, go and engage with your content, they go over to your website, maybe on your when they're on your website, they join your email list. Like there's so many opportunities here to turn a random pinner into a buyer and long-term customer because you've built trust with them when you've shown them what is possible and showed them your expertise and showed them your products. Okay, so that's how you turn casual browsers into loyal buyers, and that's what Pinterest is built for. Like I said, it's a search engine. So people go onto Pinterest to actively search for solutions, whether that's recipes, tutorials, beauty tips, like I said, fashion, style, outfits, parenting hacks, business strategies, how do I build my first funnel? People will be searching that stuff on Pinterest, believe it or not. Every time someone has like a really kooky niche, they're like, yeah, but I bet that's not on Pinterest. I bet you it is. It really, really is. There'll be stuff on there. And if your content helps them and they click through and engage, then they could end up buying from you. So just a couple of examples of selling versus solving. Okay. So let's say I'm a romance author, right? And I have a brand new book, self-published book that I'm putting out there, right? I'm not just going to go and create Pinterest pins or create, you know, web content or whatever that is just buy my new romance novel. Maybe I will create one or two, right? Buy my new romance novel on Amazon. If you love romances, you'll love my romance novel. Okay, well, okay, that's not really solving the problem or speaking to the desire. There's probably more of a desire one. The solution approach, okay, if you loved Twilight, getting really specific there, you need to read Drop in the Name of My New Book. If you loved the ACOTAR series, you're going to be obsessed with and then drop in the name of that book, okay? Are you suffering from a book hangover? And book hangover, that would be a really good problem to, I think, target if you are like an author or something, because as a romantic reader, the book hangovers are real. So if you're suffering from a book hangover, here's your new obsession. Here's your cure. Maybe cure would be actually here's your cure to your book hangover. Five steamy books you'd be blushing over if someone reads over your shoulder. Again, this one's really speaking to that person who desires those kind of like smutty, steamy books. Over boring love stories, five romance novels you won't want to put down. So I feel like this one's really speaking to that desire. This is speaking to if you're a romance author and you know that your ideal reader loves a bit of these steamy, naughty books, I'd really hone in on that. Let's say an example for a weight loss coach, right? Maybe the selling the product might look like sign up for my 12-week weight loss program. Come and lose weight with me as your weight loss coach, right? Again, you're selling the product, but you're not talking about what solution you're probably gonna solve for them. Now, obviously, weight loss, yeah, but that's very broad and very obvious. Whereas if you said something like this could be on a Pinterest pin or in a blog post or a sales page or whatever it is, or even a digital product or a product. It could be how to lose 10 pounds, even if you're terrible at meal prep, or that even could be how to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, even if you're terrible at dieting, you know, something like that. Lose weight while eating food you love. Here's how. So, the problem that you're solving for this one, lose weight while eating food you love, is that people who don't want to diet, people who want to lose weight, but they don't want to give up their snacks or their favorite foods, like that's a problem. That is a very specific problem. I want to lose weight, but I'm terrible at dieting. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to eat lettuce for the next 12 weeks. So those are two problems that you could really hone in on versus just come and lose weight with me. Five easy habits to add to your daily routine if you're a nine to fiver, like struggling to lose weight. And again, that is another problem. Maybe you want to lose weight, but you are sat down. Your ideal client is sat down at their desk all day with nothing to do but work and snack and work and snack. So that's another really specific problem that you're kind of zoning into. Again, let me know if this is landing in the chat, if this is making sense. But I think and sometimes people can get a little bit confused around this. I know this is something that I work with my clients on when they're like, you know what, I know, like, oh, I've had this conversation with one of my clients recently. She's like, I know in my head what I'm helping them with, but I'm struggling to get it out there. So if you feel like you're in that situation where you're like, okay, so I know that I'm helping people to lose weight, but like, and isn't that the problem I'm solving? Again, go into those more like specific problems. What are those? Think of a scenario. Like, what's the specific issue that they're having? Um, or why would they need to buy your product? Why aren't they able to do it themselves? Do you see what I mean? Okay, yes, so everyone in the chat is saying yes, yes, that's gold. Amazing. Okay, so your goal from the back of this is to think like a problem solver. The action step, by the way, every section's got an action step, so you definitely want to either screenshot or write this down. Um, the action step on the back of this one is I want you to go away and think about before you start creating a Pinterest account, or maybe you've already got a Pinterest account, before you start creating any more pins or anything like that, go and think about, what problem am I solving? What problem does my product solve? What transformation does my audience desire? I haven't got it on here, but a good sentence to look at that is how to go from A to B. Okay, that's something that you want to think about generally in marketing. How to go from overweight and frustrated to feeling the most confident that you felt in 10 years. Okay. How to go from, reading these rubbish, boring books to entering an entire new world of fantasy and romantasy, and not be able to put the book down. How to go from book hangover to book obsessed. So again, I'm just pulling random things there, but having that transformation sentence can really help. So I will, if I'm creating a new product, for example, that's something that I'll always look at. Where are they now and where are they going to? For example, you guys on this actual session, you're going from being stuck in the strategy to building a brand. You're going from Pinterest not working to you to knowing exactly what you need to do after this call to go and take action and build a brand on Pinterest. And even in a shorter sentence, you're going from confused and stuck on Pinterest to clear path to it being monetized. There we go. Even simpler. And then how can you position that content to meet them where they are? So not wanting to overwhelm them, but letting them know you can do this in 3 steps. You could do it in 5 steps. Like, here's how you're going to do it. Like, again, what's the problem solving? What's the transformation? And where are they now, that where you can kind of meet them? Okay. Strategy number 2, like I said, this is the one that's going to be actually broken down into like 5 different steps. So maybe get the pen and paper ready and bear with me as I go through each one, but I can't, there's just no way that I can talk about Pinterest and not talk about each of these strategies. But essentially what you want to do is supercharge your authority by thinking like a big brand. If anyone doesn't know what I mean by authority, I mean you being the top dog in your niche, you being the number one person to. I don't know if anyone saw my recent TikTok where I showed you that if you go on Pinterest and you type in the words "get paid on Pinterest," the first auto suggest that comes up is Hannah, which is me, get paid on Pinterest. I now feel like the biggest authority when it comes to, if you want to know how to get paid on Pinterest. Like, I see myself as at least one of the top people within that problem that I'm solving. I don't know how to get paid on Pinterest. How can I get paid on Pinterest? Okay, I'm your person, clearly, because I'm actually being searched for on Pinterest as well. So I've built up that authority. So it's becoming known for something. And becoming, I guess, trusted as well, trusted for something. So you need to stop thinking as a small business to do that. Okay, from this moment forwards. In fact, I want you to drop a yes into the chat right now if you're agreeing that from this moment forward, you are going to be top in your niche. You're going to become the authority. Brilliant. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Amazing. I feel it's good to type these things because sometimes I feel like it's like when you write things down, if I write something down, it feels more powerful. So we can do it with our keyboard as well. Yes, says Tony with lots of exclamation points. Yes, yes, yes. So you're an authority, especially even if you're brand new in business, even if you're brand new to Pinterest, usually we are creating something from a place of passion and expertise. So you are the authority, especially if you've created a product because you've gone through something yourself, or it's something that you're passionate about or love, you have that authority. Okay, so don't forget that. So, big brands on Pinterest aren't just posting pins for the sake of it, okay? They're building authority. Every pin serves a purpose. Every Pinterest pin, every piece of content is helping you build that authority, okay? And big brands will treat every pin as a seed. That's the way I sometimes try and explain Pinterest to people when they're like, oh, but I've got to do all these pins and I've got to do, all of this. Think of it like a garden. And if you wanted to build a huge garden with loads of roses in, do you go and plant one seed? No. You go and throw a load of seeds in there and water them and grow them and continue to plant more seeds. And that's really what you're doing with Pinterest, okay? You're not pinning just another post that will die off in a few days. These are evergreen assets that can drive traffic, clicks, and sales for years. So maybe rose isn't the best analogy, maybe trees. Think about trees, how long they've, just look at the tree outside my house, how long they've been around and how much longer they will be around. Okay. The tree outside my house will easily probably outlive me and my family. It could be there for years and years and years. And so you want to build a forest of trees essentially with your Pinterest pins. Okay. You want to Pinterest pins that you post tomorrow could still be bringing you sales in 2, 3, 4 years' time. Okay. So think of them as your trees. And so you want to step into big brand energy. Maybe we should call it big forest energy now, actually. So people think big brand energy is, a brand that has a huge like ad budget, like global budgets, global ads, $1 million campaigns. Maybe companies like Nike or McDonald's or Christian Dior come to mind when you think about a big brand, and they kind of feel untouchable. Um, that's not what big brands are in 2025, okay? A personal brand can be a big brand in 2025, and the lines between big brands and small businesses are blurring. Um, Thanks to platforms like Pinterest and TikTok and YouTube, smaller brands are now competing and winning against the bigger brands, okay? And bigger brands, oh, let me just see, who do I need to mute? There we go. Bigger brands actually want what you guys have, which is authenticity. Because think about authenticity as well as, even just this now, for example, I'm on here, I'm sharing, real stats and real examples of my work that I've done versus, no worries, Kylie, enjoy the rest of your day versus maybe if a big brand came in, if Pinterest themselves came in. Pinterest do a couple of free trainings. They do one normally in quarter four. They do these big trainings, but they're, again, they're big budgets. They, maybe have like a celebrity come in and film it and something. So it might not seem as authentic as someone like myself or another Pinterest manager or marketing mentor teaching you. So that's what you have as well. When you go and create, whether you're selling a physical product, whether you're selling a, digital product, a service, people like it when they're connecting with someone who's real and authentic versus just, someone they don't know. So there's that connection with your audience, and you have a human touch that feels relatable. And I don't know whether you've noticed, but a lot of, especially on TikTok, a lot of brands at the moment, they're pulling in their staff who work in their stores or in their office to create like more down to earth, realistic content. You've got people like Currys and PC World and Pets at Home and all that, and they're using their in-store staff for social media because they know it seems more authentic and it seems more real. And you as a brand, you're already doing that. You are that anyway. So big brand energy is not about those big name brands and big ad campaigns. It's about you stepping into that energy and showing up, being authentic, connecting with your audience. And I think Pinterest is a brilliant way to do that, especially with Pinterest being that top of funnel start journey of getting to know you. That's just where they're going to kind of discover you. So grab your pen because we have 5 steps I want to take you that of ways that you can use Pinterest to build authority and to step into that big brand energy. So number one is using Pinterest to rank on Google. Now, if you are if you are using keywords, which I hope that you will, um, and you, especially if you have a website, if you have your own website, you can use Pinterest to rank on Google. Okay. So without even really needing to do that much, you don't need to go and sign up to some sort of Google platform and connect it to Pinterest. If you have content that is web content that is covered in keywords, is keyword rich, and then you're linking that on Pinterest with keywords, you can show up in Google. And that was something I discovered by accident in my first year on Pinterest. I got Google Search Console set up to see how I was doing in Google and was just gobsmacked when I saw that, like, oh wow, like all of the content that I've been pinning on Pinterest is ranking in Google. It's not only ranking in Google, it's ranking on page one for like certain search terms. That changed my entire strategy after that. Once I figured that out by accident, I was like, this changes everything. Let's go all in with keywords and let's see what else I can rank in Google for. So again, content that is keyword heavy on Pinterest can often end up showing up in Google. Something else I want to touch on here as well is it can end up in ChatGPT. I've had myself and my clients showing up in ChatGPT results as well, which is incredible. And that's also can link, they'll link it. They have to obviously link it to your web page. So when you create Pinterest pins linked to things like your blog posts or your offers, you're kind of getting double exposure through Google as well. And although obviously ChatGPT is dominating these things, there's still a lot of people that will go to Google to answer, to get solutions, to ask questions, and to discover things and to find things. So imagine someone searching for your niche or a specific question on Google and seeing your content come up top. Because really, do we go past page one on Google? Does anyone go past page one on Google? I'm normally going to go for the top results. I trust, like, we put our trust into these search engines. It doesn't have to be Google, it can be other ones. But we put our trust into these search engines. So when I put typing in something into Google, I'm normally going to go for those first few results. Okay. I'll avoid the ads. I can see what's an ad. It'll say sponsored or ad. I'll avoid that and I'll go for the organic ones. And that could be your content up there as well. This here was my content showing up in, this was 12 months of my content in Google searches. I appeared in over 1 million Google searches in the space of 12 months. And from that 1 million, had nearly 28,000 people clicking through to my website content, to my content. And from there, they can become a lead, they can buy, and can become a sale. Abine says, yeah, that's a great strategy. Amazing. So number two is use Pinterest to drive traffic to long form content. So again, a misconception about Pinterest is that we're just driving traffic to sales pages, okay? And if you make every single Pinterest pin link into a sales page, it's not going to show the sales results that you expect it will, okay? But what you can do instead is use Pinterest to drive traffic to somewhere else where people can connect with you. So that could be your blog, that could be your YouTube channel. I've been doing a lot of YouTube lately, driving traffic over to my YouTube channel. I've definitely seen an increase. It just hit 1,000 subscribers, despite the fact that I haven't made a single video for YouTube in the past 12 months. It's all just been repurposed content, but I've just recently started driving traffic to it from like really heavily from Pinterest. It seems to be working. So people can go over to my YouTube. I've also will do it to TikTok as well. Although TikToks, I wouldn't class it as long form content necessarily. It's shorter videos. It's only the same as my YouTube videos. So it seems to work. But what happens here is people, if they're looking for a bit of a solution, if they are just constantly being taken to a sales page, that can be a bit frustrating. And I was explaining this on a live yesterday. If you are also having people go to your website from Pinterest and you're making it out like they're going to click onto like a blog post or a video or something, and then they click to a sales page, they'll click away straight away because you haven't given them what they needed. That will affect your bounce rates, which can affect your position in Google. It's just not great. Also, remember what I was saying about you want to build trust. That the trust is broken there. Okay. And I get frustrated with that when I find a Pinterest pin that's like, here's how to do this. I'm like, oh my God, amazing. Hey, I'm going to find out how to do this. And then when I click on it, it's actually like, okay, no, I have to buy this. Okay. Whereas if I went to a blog post or a YouTube video, I might subscribe to them, I might sign up, and then I might be more intrigued to see what they are selling. Okay. And that's what you want to think about. So you want to take this random person who's scrolling Pinterest looking for a solution and you want them to become part of your community. Now that isn't to say that you can't sell directly on Pinterest. I've literally had a sale of £1,997 come in passively from someone on Pinterest who found something and bought it straight away. So it can absolutely happen. I'll be talking about passive sales in a moment, but I feel like it can be more valuable to win them over as a community member first and then sell to them. So that's why I think using Pinterest to drive traffic to YouTube videos, TikTok videos, even Instagram, if you are on Instagram, and blog posts can be a great strategy to again build that authority and have them get to know you. Um, so yeah, blog post, YouTube, and this is also, I know a lot of people ask questions about like well, how many links can I post to? I've only got one link. This is why this is a great way to have multiple links. Even if you have one product and one sales page, if you could create a YouTube channel or a blog post and you're not just driving traffic to that channel or to that blog post, you're actually driving traffic to the individual video, the individual blog post. So then that creates multiple links. The more links that you have, the better it is for Pinterest. So the action for you on the back of this is decide which long form content you want to drive traffic to and start pinning to it. So whether that's a blog, YouTube, whatever it is, go away. And so if you're like, I don't want to start a blog right now, or I wasn't really planning to start a YouTube channel, Hannah, use Instagram, use TikTok and treat it. So because my TikToks are all very educational, I will create pins as if they are going to a blog post. One of my most popular TikTok videos is how to set up Pinterest in 5 days, and I give you like a 5 day breakdown in basically 5 minutes. And so I just started creating Pinterest pins called how to set up Pinterest in 5 days that drive traffic over to that TikTok. Because if they then go over to TikTok, it's likely they're going to either follow me or they'll follow up on the call to action that I give in the video, which is to go and buy my bundle, I think. Or yeah, either buy the bundle or go get the ebook. So it's like a journey. Do you see? It's like a journey. We don't want someone to just go straight from Pinterest to a really expensive product that they're probably not going to buy. Again, low ticket products I think are great on Pinterest, anything from like, £5 to £100. But I'm not going to have or very rarely, I'm going to have someone go from Pinterest over to buying a £2,000 product. It did happen that one time, but it's very, very, very rare. But if I can have someone come from a Pinterest pin to a TikTok video or a YouTube video or a blog post, they read it or they listen. Okay, this is interesting. I'm going to follow this person. Oh, what's that? They've got a bundle. I'm going to go and check that out. Or I'm going to go and sign up for their freebie. We're creating a journey that's much better than someone clicking on a pin and going, oh, it's I've got to buy this really expensive. No, I'm not interested. Now for physical products, I would say it's a little bit different. If you are selling physical products, I think it's actually a lot easier to sell physical products on Pinterest because people are normally looking for that physical product. And if you've got a pin, for example, one of my clients was jewelry. So, she sold a lot of necklaces, earrings. So for her, it was slightly different. We still drove traffic to long form content. We drove traffic to her blog. We drove traffic to her Instagram page as well, which did really well. For conversions, but with physical products, it's likely that they're more likely to buy because they're already looking for earrings. They're already looking for kind of inspiration and outfit and jewelry ideas. So they'll pin a lot, save a lot, and then they could go and buy. So I'd say for physical, you can absolutely have probably more sales pages and product pages than someone who is a service-based business or a digital product business. Yes, if you have to jump off, no worries. The replay will be sent out this afternoon or later this afternoon. Yeah. I'm going to check in with the chat and see what people have said. I'm stuck on this long form content. I've tried using Squarespace and WordPress and it's so painful. Can I link to TikTok also? Yeah, absolutely. So if you feel like you're not the strongest when it comes to tech and blogging and everything, I have Squarespace and I have WordPress. I would say Squarespace is a bit better if you're not super tech friendly. WordPress is very technical. So if you're not super techy, I wouldn't use WordPress. But if you don't do that, then you could create content through TikToks and drive people over to TikToks. And they could even be carousels as well. If you're not great on video or you're not confident on video yet, you could drive people to TikTok carousels. Okay. So number 2.3 is use Pinterest to drive multiple streams of revenue. I think this is one of my favorite things about Pinterest is the income that I've made through affiliate marketing. One of the best things about being an affiliate marketer, which anyone can do, by the way, is that most of the work is done for you. I don't have to worry about, refunds or customer complaints or I don't have to worry about creating a funnel or anything like that. When you have an affiliate link, you have literally a link. You can put it out there into a blog post. You can go and put it into the bottom of a YouTube video. You can go in some, you can put directly on Pinterest. I don't recommend that, but you can actually do that. In fact, you can tag some affiliate links in your Pinterest pins, which is another conversation for another time. But the potential to make money through affiliate marketing on Pinterest is wild, is absolutely wild. And not enough people are jumping on this. And in fact, as I'm saying that, there's a program that I'm dropping on today on this call that I would love to share with you guys. And even as I'm saying this, I feel like I need to add in more about this because I'm teaching on it in the program, but like it's wild. Absolutely wild. So this is the definition of earning money while you sleep. And I'm obsessed with this. So if you're there going, yeah, but I'm not an affiliate marketer, you can be. You can be. So a few years ago, it was very much deemed that affiliate marketing was just for, influencers and bloggers, and you have to have like 100,000 followers to get a brand deal or anything like that. Just no, absolutely not. Most people can sign up for affiliate programs now, and I'll give you an example. I know a lot of you on Stanstore, when you join Stanstore, which is what I sell my products on, it's my actual store, you'll automatically become an affiliate for them. You don't have a choice. If you don't want to be, you don't have to, but you automatically get your own referral link. And if someone uses your referral link, you'll get $6 every month that they're signed up. Um, it's incredible. Like it's the potential that you have with affiliate marketing is just great. But here's why it works so well for Pinterest, because Pinterest pins live for years. They live for a really, really long time. So if you're linking to an affiliate link or you're linking to a blog post full of affiliate links, and then that pin goes viral, that pin lasts for years and years, that's years and years of potential passive income from you from creating this piece of content once. So I love to rave on about this payment over here that you can see. Dear Hannah Brown, US dollars 1,892, which is basically nearly just under £1,500. That was from 1 month, one brand. So that's not like all of my affiliate income from 1 month. That's from one. That's a payment from Mindvalley, basically. I was an affiliate from Mindvalley. I still technically am, but I don't really create content for them anymore. I was, and if I did, that was for 1 month of links being clicked and purchased through my link for Mindvalley. Insane, right? And that's just from me really going in on using Pinterest to drive traffic to it. So just break this down for you and run through it. You can have affiliate links in your blog posts. You can put them into YouTube videos. You can put them into podcast descriptions. There's loads of places that you could put your affiliate links, and chances are you're already recommending tools to people. And you're already recommending services within your business, but you're just not getting paid for it. So that's time to change it up. So what you would want to do is go and build up those partnerships, and then you can go and create pins that either link directly to the YouTube video, the blog post. Again, I'll teach you the program that I'm going to be launching today. I think I'm definitely going to go a bit harder on this because it's so good, but I can teach you all of that. But you want to basically create like things like product reviews or tutorials or resource pages on your blog or website. So an example, like even if you just have like a stand store or a beacons, you could go and create like a tools I couldn't live without page and then link to that on Pinterest. So basically Google the brand and then with the word affiliate program. So, and then they'll come up because most of them have an affiliate program that you just apply for. It's quite straightforward. Some of them might be fussy and still say you need to have a website or you need to have so many followers, but like the limitations or the requirements are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So Mind Valley was quite a strict one, but most other places, as soon as you sign up, you can either join their referral program or you can apply. So just go and Google the brand that you want to connect with the word affiliate program next to it. So here's your action step on the back of this. Go and write down, okay, who am I already talking about, or who am I already like? Don't just go for, oh, I've heard they have a great affiliate program and it's a really high commission, I'll go for them. Because if you can't talk about it passionately, it's pointless. Um, I'll give you an example actually. Like PinClicks is one of mine. PinClicks is a brand new tool, and they reached out to me recently about being an affiliate, and I was like, that's I said it potentially, but I have to test it out first, and I have to know that it works. So they gave me like a month to play around with it and use it, and my mind was blown. And we actually had PinClicks then come in. I was so excited by this. I was like, you guys need to come into my membership and teach on this. It's basically a keyword research tool for Pinterest. Um, but I played around with it first and used it on my own account before running with it, because there's no way otherwise I could go and talk about pin clicks if I have never used them or I don't know about them. So you do want to make sure that it's either a brand that you're passionate about or that you're familiar with, or if it's a new brand, that you at least go and test run it for yourself first. Yes, Awin is a website. There's multiple different websites that you can use. There's Awin. They act like agencies. Another one that I use is Impact. This one here is one, Rakuten Marketing. I do what's the brand called? Udemy through them. I did my EFT tapping training through Udemy. So then when I was looking for a brand partnership, I was like, well, Udemy. So I haven't posted a piece of Udemy content in about 3 or 4 years, and I still get payments like this coming through like every other month, normally about $50 to $100 every other month. It's just free money, guys. And it's all because of Pinterest. So this is not something that you wanted to sleep on, okay? So yeah, like Sarah said, go and maybe you can go through an agency, like a network called Awin or Impact. eBay is also like a good network for one. So there's loads that you could definitely try. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that. Okay, number four, make Pinterest the hub for your digital products or products, as I've incorrectly spelt the word there. So, if you are selling digital products right now and you're not putting them on Pinterest, I do think you're sleeping on money. And this is me giving you a telling off. You want to start pushing those products on Pinterest. You want to start driving traffic to them or driving traffic to content that promotes those digital products, because people could be looking for them. Okay, so think about the fact that Pinterest, your pins live on there 24/7 for weeks, months, even years. And because people are searching on Pinterest, those products could be getting in front of people who want to go and buy them, okay? Rather than people who are impulse buyers who never return. So don't get me wrong, like I like TikTok Shop. I just bought some stuff, got a new bag, got a new jacket that arrived yesterday or was it the other day? I just opened them anyway this morning from TikTok Shop, right? They're great. They're great. Let me tell you something. I have no idea who the influencer was that helped me make that purchase. So she's got a commission from me, which I'm really happy for. Great for her. But I didn't follow her. I didn't save the video. It was just like an impulse. Oh, that jacket's nice. I'll go and buy it. So I'm not probably going to buy from her again because I haven't, I'm not, I wasn't necessarily looking to buy a brown denim jacket. Has anyone else bought the new brown denim jacket from TikTok Shop? I wasn't in the market for it. It was definitely an impulse purchase, which is great for that influencer. She's made contact, she's made content, she's got a commission. But I'm not going to be like a repeat customer or a return customer. Whereas if I was on Pinterest, I'm normally looking for something specific on Pinterest. So if I find a brand that offers that, I'm likely going to follow them or at least save the pin, go back to it later. So on Pinterest, there's much more opportunity for repeat customers, for that kind of like long-term relationship with a customer versus TikTok Shop, which is very, very impulsive, very impulsive. So what we call this is high intent buyers. Pinterest users are high intent buyers, okay, because they're actively searching for something. Even if they weren't necessarily intending to buy, they could end up buying when they see this, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And when you've sold it to them really well, and you haven't sold it to them by being like, buy this, you've sold it to them by focusing on the problem and the solution that it's offering or the desire it's fulfilling, okay? So unlike social media, Instagram, where people will just scroll to escape, like how often do you go on your phone? I mean, I don't do this anymore because I'm obviously not on Instagram. It does happen with TikTok sometimes, but you go on to look for something. Oh yeah, what time's my call today? Open it up. This is what I used to do. Straight onto Instagram. Suddenly half an hour's gone by and I've just been meaninglessly scrolling. Okay, it's not really like that on Pinterest. People are normally going on there because they are looking for something. They want ideas, they want inspiration, and maybe even take action, which could be purchasing. So when you create pins that link to your digital products, like ebooks, courses, templates, you're actually putting them in front of an audience of people who could potentially be ready to buy them and already looking for them. Okay. So your action on the back of this is to identify the problem or mini problems that your business solves and brainstorm 10 digital products. Now, if you're someone that is selling physical products, I still think you should do this. Because it's the cost of creating a digital product is so low, so low. It's essentially time and maybe some subscriptions like Canva or whatever, But making a digital product versus a physical product. So if you're selling physical products, I'm not saying shut down that business, obviously still sell them, but maybe you have a guide to something or a masterclass on something, right? So, for example, I'm going to pull my old client from my head, all of the jewelry. So she was selling jewelry, beautiful jewelry, right? But she could do a masterclass on styling that jewelry and sell that masterclass. She could do one every season for trends on styling her jewelry. Maybe you're selling yoga mats, right? Or yoga products, but could you do like a yoga membership or could you do a yoga meditation audio bundle? Like there's the ideas are endless, okay? And that's what I love to actually work with my clients on when we brainstorm, okay? We brainstorm. Um, where would you keep your digital products? Is Standstore the best place? I am a Standstore and brand ambassador, so obviously I am very, very biased to Standstore. Yes, it's just very simple. It's easy. If you're not very tech friendly, use Standstore. I actually used to sell everything through my website, through my WordPress website, and I had a breakdown in January 2023 when I was like, no, I can't do this. I need funnels and I can't build a funnel. I'm not a web designer. And I moved all of my stuff over to Standstore that year. And it was one of the best things I ever did. So I really recommend Standstore. So there's your action. Identify the problem and mini problems, and then brainstorm 10 digital products that you could create. And again, if you're stuck, go to our best friend, ChatGPT, not for keyword research, but just for, okay, here's what I sell physically, or here's my service. What digital products could I create? And finally, number five, don't worry, we still have one more strategy, but this is number five of strategy two about building authority and supercharging your authority to step into that big brand energy is use Pinterest to grow your email list. If you don't have an email list, you really need to get on that because if you lost any of your accounts tomorrow, whether that's Pinterest, whether that's social media, you could lose that community. You could lose everyone that you've built up. When you have an email list, that's you keeping those kind of like loyal fans and loyal buyers. Shopify, Etsy, yeah, you can use whichever one is right for your brand, basically. Yeah, I know some people that use on Shopify, some people use Etsy. I think Etsy fees can be a bit high. The last time I checked, I think you have to pay a certain percentage per um sale and then a fee, I think, on top. Although don't quote me on that because I don't use Etsy. So yeah, Etsy fees build up. That's what Francesca says. Yeah. Okay, so you want to be building an email list. So how you can do this is, or one of the best ways to do it is to have lead magnets, like a freebie. So for example, I have a free ebook called How to Sell Digital Products on Pinterest, and I'm plastering that all over Pinterest at the moment. It's doing really, really well. What happens is people will click on the pin that says, and you guys probably seen me been making them over the past few weeks, been making loads of Pinterest pins for this free ebook. But the Pinterest pin will say something like how to sell digital products on Pinterest, or it might say something more empowering like she's making one of them that's doing well is like she's making more than just pretty pins, she's making profits, right? People click that, they get taken to my Standstore page where they have the free ebook, they download the free ebook, and I now have their email address, which means I can reach out to them to promote things like this free masterclass. I can reach out to them about the products that I have. I can reach out to them if I want to educate them a little bit further. They can get to know me. I can reach out to them by email to say, hey, do you know I'm on TikTok? Do you know I'm on YouTube? So email marketing doesn't just have to be sell, sell, sell. Email marketing is fantastic for building a community and having them get to know you, giving more free tips, free education, bringing people into your world, driving them over to your podcast or to your YouTube channel. So this is something I feel very, very strongly about. And Pinterest is a great way to do that because people on Pinterest love a freebie. They absolutely love a freebie. So what you want to do is create some sort of lead magnet, whether that's a free guide or a checklist or a template, kind of plaster that all over Pinterest and use it to grow your email list. Um, So you can link your pins directly to opt-in pages. So like for me, a Sandstore page is an opt-in page. Or you could also have it where you drive it to the blog post or the YouTube video, and in there you tell them how to go to the opt-in page. Also, the reason that email works so well is people might not go on social media every day. People do detoxes. Look at me, I quit Instagram. So they don't necessarily, they might, people are busy. If you're like a full-time, you know, 9 to 5er, or your client is a, full-time busy mom with 5 kids, she might go on social media for those, oh, okay, I'll catch a break and we sit down and do some scrolling, but she might be too busy. Or even if she goes on social media, we can't, algorithms aren't our friend, especially on Instagram. So you're not guaranteed that that social media video that you put out is going to be seen by her. Okay. But what are people most likely to check? Email. People do tend to check emails at least once a day, if not several times a day. So it will definitely show up in front of them. Okay. How you get them to open it is a different conversation for another time. So don't sleep on this opportunity. So your action step for this is decide on a freebie or a lead magnet to promote over the next few months and then start creating pins to drive traffic to it. By the way, I realize I'm giving you a lot of different action steps. Don't feel like you need to do every single action step. I would start with the one that feels most aligned to you. Maybe right now you feel like, okay, I need to grow an email list. Maybe actually you're like, you know what? No, I'm going to go all in with this affiliate marketing, and I want to start making some money through affiliate marketing. Or maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to start with the digital products because I know that I can do that. So hopefully you've gotten them all written down, but yeah, do which one everyone feels really right for you. So I've just got a little example here of the whole building authority, okay, supercharging your authority and using Pinterest to do that. So I've gone and pulled randomly a Reiki practitioner, okay? Let's say you are a Reiki practitioner and you are wanting to use Pinterest to supercharge your authority and show up like a big brand. Here's what that might look like. So to rank on Google, it might be that you're creating content and pins for things like 5 ways Reiki can help you to reduce stress. And then when people are typing that into Google, you're showing up because you've created the content for it and you've used keywords. Then maybe this Reiki practitioner might drive traffic to long form content. So share blog posts or videos of them doing collective Reiki session or a meditation video that people can come back to over and over. Again, they can use pins to drive traffic to that. Then maybe they're going to drive affiliate link clicks as well. So they could recommend tools like meditation apps, like the Calm app or Headspace. Maybe they are recommending essential oils, yoga mats. Again, the options are endless. And that way they could create pins that say things like top 5 tools for busy corporate babes who need a calming daily ritual. That could then lead to a blog post or a YouTube video or even a direct affiliate link if it works properly. Come on, you come in here. It's gonna let my dog sit on me to there we go. Um, Number 3 is sell, maybe she's going to start selling digital products to build that authority rather than just doing, okay, I'm not just going to do in-person Reiki practitioner, in-person Reiki. I'm going to start selling digital products as well, in which case I can offer meditation guides, Reiki energy exercises, audio bundles, printable affirmations. Okay. And then for the pin, an example pin might be, are you feeling overwhelmed? Download these 3 energy boosting audio clips. I know energy boosting is a keyword because one of my clients is like an energy tablet, and I've been doing all the research for them over the past 6 months. Uh, and then for long-term driver, like a long-term traffic driver, they could have like evergreen content that isn't necessarily like seasonal, but evergreen. Evergreen means it's available all year round. How to release negative energy through Reiki, right? That could drive traffic for years. But another one to touch on here actually is if this Reiki practitioner also wanted to see spikes at certain times, maybe they would have things like your Reiki, some sort of, either product or even just a video that is like Reiki for Mercury retrograde. And every time Mercury retrograde comes around, they're going to get a spike and maybe even make sales. And I did this in my old business, the life coaching business. I was, it was very much a life coaching business set in kind of spirituality. So I had a lot of blog content and still do about new moon rituals. And so even now, every month, at least once a month, we have a new moon, right? So even now, I see a spike in my Pinterest and a spike on my blog, a spike in my Google traffic for new moon ritual for beginners, because that was kind of the key word there. So you can have evergreen content, which means it can be available all year round. But you could also have seasonal content as long as it's like yearly. Like I wouldn't say like Mercury retrograde September 2025 because after September 2025 that's done. But you might just have Mercury retrograde, Christmas, Black Friday, summer, spring, Easter, back to school. Like these are all seasons that you could essentially cash in on Pinterest, monetize, and have your brand become an authority in that. Like I did for the new moon ritual. And again, grow your email list. So offer a freebie like 5 minute daily energy reset guide. They go and grab that reset guide. You've then got them as their email address to continue emailing them, and they've now got a really cool free reset guide that only takes 5 minutes. And again, that problem there, daily energy reset. So they want to reset, but you're also specifying the time. It's not like 30-day reset, which maybe they don't have time for. So that I feel like also speaks to a specific person, someone who hasn't got a lot of time. Okay. Finally, strategy number 3 is remove stress and save time by building a Pinterest ritual. Pinterest success is about more than just like I said, making pretty pins. You don't want to be stressing over every detail. You kind of want a simple, consistent ritual that works for you and your business. And this is where we have the opposite like the opposite thing with Instagram, because with Instagram, an Instagram ritual would be so stressful. There's so much that you need to do on that platform that it would have to probably be a daily ritual, like whether it's go live or film your reels and then do your stories and then edit and carousel and then go and engage and all of this sort of stuff. And it would be you'd have to do it all the time. And this is why I really feel for, and I'm not being sarcastic when I say this, I really feel for social media managers because there's so much work involved in that. But Pinterest doesn't have to be like that, okay? And how I like to think of it is creating a ritual. This could be a weekly ritual or a monthly ritual that for you can feel empowering, sustainable, and aligned with your vision. Now, everyone is different. And when I teach this in my private programs, I give you different options. But one of my clients was like, you know what, I actually do want a daily ritual because I already have daily steps that I do for my social media. It makes sense for me to add onto Pinterest. So she created a daily ritual. However, I'm very pro let's do it all in one go and then not have to do it for the rest of the month. So I tend to do or used to do a monthly one. It tends to be more weekly now, purely because I'm doing lives. So I do a lot of it on my TikTok lives to share with you guys. But rituals create consistency without the burnout. Okay. So think of your Pinterest ritual as literally a supportive routine that becomes second nature over time. And it really will. It's also about intention, not perfection. So it's not about pinning all day or stressing over every detail, but about really just showing up consistently with a clear purpose. And it also really helps you stay connected to your vision. So this is why I say instead of treating it like a chore or something that you have to do and it gets really dull, like you want to make sure that like it's staying connected to your vision. Remind yourself of like what is that vision, because this is really, really helping it. It's going to help me to get to that vision and sustainably as well. So I've got an example here of a Pinterest ritual and what this might look like. So whether you're doing this once a month or once a week, it's completely up to you. Again, you figure that out what's best for you. When I used to do it, it was once a month. Like I say, it's more like once a week now, or it's more jumbled up now because I'm doing so much teaching of it. But back when I was doing it for my old business, before I was teaching it, it was once a month. So you want to start off by analyzing. Obviously, if you're new to Pinterest, you'll skip this first part because you won't have anything to analyze yet. But analyze, adjust, and plan. So think about, okay, what key links do I want to drive traffic to with this round of Pinterest pins? And you can, if you have already been on Pinterest, you can go and use the analytics to look at, okay, what are my most popular pins from the past 30, 60, or 90 days? What's already working? Again, this is what's great about Pinterest. You can repeat a lot of stuff. You don't have to constantly create fresh content. If you see a Pinterest pin that's gone viral, it's done really well, duplicate it, maybe tweak it slightly, going, okay, what keywords did I use here? So you kind of want to analyze that. Then next, you want to go and create the pins. You could also hire someone to do this if you wanted to. If you don't feel like you're really a creative person, just go and hire someone from like Upwork. It's really not too expensive to go and do that. Or if you're like, no, I can do it, then this is what you want to go and do. You want to go and create Pinterest pins on Canva. Or if you have Tailwind, you can also use Tailwind to create some as well. They'll also create some for you. They have like an AI system as well that can create some for you. But essentially, go and create visually appealing pins once a month or once a week that aligns with your audience needs and desires. And remember to consider the problem that you're solving. So, not just buy this ebook, get these earrings, here's a coloring book, but instead, what problem are you solving or desire are you fulfilling? Make sure that when you are creating these pins, they have the right keywords in the back end as well. And then you're going to go and schedule them all. And I would recommend using Pinterest does have a scheduler, but you get more exposure when you use something like Tailwind. So you can use Tailwind to go and schedule out a load of pins in one go. I actually have a done for you Pinterest offer that I do for people, and I use Tailwind to schedule 3 months of pins in one go. So 90 days of Pinterest pins in one go, which is crazy. Um, and you can also use Tailwind to repin other people's pins in bulk. So you don't actually need to be on Pinterest every day repinning other people's pins. Obviously, if you want to do that because you like Pinterest, do it. But you don't need to be on there all the time, pinning and pinning and pinning, because you can actually use a schedule like Tailwind to do it for you. So essentially, in 3 simple steps, what this is kind of like analyze and plan, create the content, schedule the content. It's literally those 3 steps. And you just need to make sure you do it at least once a month. I'm just going to check in with the chat with this because I know that we'll have some questions around this probably. Um, do you have an emailing list for every niche, even for digital services? So I have one email list, but then depending on what people have signed up, sometimes I'll email everyone on the list, and then other times, depending on what the person signed up for, I'll just email a segment of that list. Yeah. I have blog content where my lead magnet and freebie. Can I then link my blog where the subscribe button is, or is that too much steps? I'm not sure I understand that quite. I do have a blog where I have my lead magnet and freebie. Brilliant. Can I link the blog? I think so. I think I know what you mean. Can I link my blog where the subscribe button is, or is that no? Absolutely. I promote when people are going over to your blog, promote whatever you want and whatever you can. Yeah. Um, why does Tailwind give you more exposure than Pinterest itself? Very good question. Thank you, Francesca. Because when you schedule Pinterest pins to Pinterest, you can only put them on one board. So if I'm uploading to Pinterest, I can only put them on one board. When I upload to uh, Tailwind, I can put one Pinterest pin on as many boards as I want. So 10 boards. So if I upload a Pinterest pin to Pinterest, it's one pin. If I upload it to Tailwind and I add it to 5 boards, that one pin has just become 5 pins. So it's really, really clever how they've done it. And it's so helpful because you're immediately getting more exposure. On average, how many pins are you posting per week, per month? So I always recommend if you're starting out at least 5 a day, but again, that doesn't need to be. So going back to what I just said, if I'm wanting to do 5 a day, okay, when I upload it to Tailwind, that one pin is going to go on is going to go on 5 pins. So I've already done 5, but that's already 5. But you can also include repinning other people. So I say anything from 5 to 17 is the most I would do in one day. So 5 to 15 to round it up. But that's not just, that doesn't have to be all your pins. That can be other people's pins as well. I just saw Frantic. I thought I was doing 2 a day. Yeah, so I'd say, at least 5 a day. But again, that can be other people's as well. So there's different price points for Tailwinds. I can't remember what it is. I think it's around like £30 a month. I think there's maybe one that's 22, one that's 30, then it goes up, it goes higher and higher. If you go and, I mean, they also have a great Black Friday sale if you want to wait for Black Friday. But for me, it's totally worth it. It's actually much, much cheaper if you do it annually, which is what I started doing. Okay, let me go back to the slides. So, one of the best ways to keep consistent, let me put my teeth back in, consistent on with your Pinterest ritual is to romanticize it. I really actually think that this is a very important strategy, okay? Because I think where people go wrong with stuff is when it starts to get boring, when it starts to get dull, when you are tired of doing things and it's like, you get that shiny object syndrome, like I don't want to do this anymore and move on to a different platform. And you need to be consistent with it. Now, just to clarify, being consistent doesn't mean you uploading pins to Pinterest every day. Okay. That's not what I mean by being consistent. You don't need to do that when you can use a scheduler, but at least consistently going in once a month to do your Pinterest ritual. Okay. Being consistent with that will keep up pins daily for you, even though you're not doing them daily, which is great because it basically means you are kind of doing daily consistency without you having to actually be consistent daily, which is brilliant. So, why does the consistency matter? Again, it's really important for Pinterest. Pinterest doesn't want to, Pinterest wants to see that you're active, that you're engaging with other people's pins. But like I said, it doesn't mean being on the app every day, and you don't want to get bogged down in endless strategies. So I think just having that one ritual that you can do once a week or once per month is going to really helpful. So I would set aside either one day a week or one day a month for your Pinterest ritual, and I would really romanticize it, and commit to it for 12 months. Now, when I say romanticize, what am I talking about? So maybe it's like, especially because it's quite, you're sitting there, you're on Canva, that's quite designy type work. Maybe you're doing Tailwind, that's quite almost like data input. You're just uploading, copying and pasting your keyword, schedule, like it's very, very straightforward. So it's so straightforward that you could probably listen to a podcast, watch, Netflix, or maybe you're gonna head to a cozy cafe and treat yourself to like a fancy coffee, or maybe it's like, okay, PJs on, Harry Potter on. This is what I would tend to do. PJs on, Harry Potter on, the candles are on, and whilst I'm watching Harry Potter, I'm just gonna go through this ritual. I'd say commit to it for 12 months, which is essentially just 12 rituals. Okay. I always say for Pinterest, 12 months. When I was doing Pinterest management, the minimum amount someone had to sign up for was 6 months. Because you might not see results in those first few weeks, first month, So I don't want people to jump up. I always say give it 12 months, okay, before you ever are like, this isn't working, and it will work. It will work. If you do 12 months of consistent pinning, your mind will be blown at where your business could be in a year. Again, it's not about doing more. Pinterest isn't about doing more. It's about showing up and intentionally and consistently with a process that you actually enjoy. That's why I say you enjoy it. You don't have to sit there and film content for your Pinterest. So you can put the face mask on, you can put the PJs on, you can get under the covers, you can put Netflix on, and you can just sit there and you can do it. It's completely back end and behind the scenes. There's no customer facing part of a Pinterest ritual, which is why we get to romanticize it and do something fun with it. Okay, so now you've got the three key strategies to building a brand on Pinterest. Okay, so number one was don't sell the product, solve the problem. Number two was supercharge your authority by thinking like a big brand. Supercharge your authority by thinking like a big brand. That is by ranking on Google, using Pinterest to rank on Google, using Pinterest to drive traffic to long form content, using Pinterest to create multiple streams of revenue, using Pinterest to sell multiple digital products, and using Pinterest to grow your email list. Like these are all the different things that you can use Pinterest for, and that will build you as such an authority in your niche. And then finally, create and romanticize a Pinterest ritual so that you can actually stick to it for the next 12 months. Now, knowing what to do is obviously the first step, but you guys really need to commit to it, take action, and you need to know how to do that. And that is where a lot of people get stuck. Even at the beginning of this, I was asking you about it, and people were saying, yeah, I'm a little bit stuck on the how, on the strategy, a little bit overwhelmed. And that can halt our progress, especially because Pinterest, once you've got the Pinterest set up, you understand it and you know how it works. This ritual, it looks like a lot. It's not. Essentially, it's okay, what pins are working well? Go and make some more on Canva, upload and schedule. Done. Okay. But you need to understand Pinterest, know how it works, figure out your keywords, figure out like a more specific strategy for yourself. And that is what I want to help you with. Okay. So, what if in 2026, we're in 2025 now, we're coming to the end of the summer, we're going into the final part of the year, right? And if you were to go and dedicate the next few months to really learning this, what if in 2026 you were then able to have a Pinterest account that works for you 24/7, driving thousands of views to your content every month? Okay, which leads to sales, which leads to leads and leads to sales without needing your constant attention. Again, you're just going and doing that monthly ritual. And what if you had a steady stream of subscribers on your email list and your email list was growing? And what if you actually had those multiple income streams flowing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, and they could start with just some simple pins? And what if you had a business that actually feels like a brand and not just a side hustle, with people finding you, really important, people trusting you, even more important, people buying from you, even if you've been offline for days? Guys, the longest time that I've taken off Pinterest, where I just took a break and didn't post anything, I think was around 2.5 months. Still made money from it. Show me in what world that could happen. Potentially, maybe with some of my TikTok content. But Francesca says, I want to be offline for days, please. But honestly, on Pinterest, you can take a sabbatical from Pinterest and it can still be monetized. I did a TikTok video about this week, about how a really old um Pinterest pin that I had made me money this week for a product on my old business. I'm not even in my old business anymore. I sold an EFT tapping ebook this week. I'm not even, that business isn't even live anymore, but it's still monetized through Pinterest. Okay, so what if you had that freedom that this brings, that freedom to step away from platforms like Instagram, which drain us? Trust me, I know it nearly led me to a mental breakdown. And you still were able to be visible and have an income that is growing consistently. Just picture that for a second, because that is what I want to help you to achieve basically. And I am launching a new program that is Pinterest to Profits Live. So a lot of you guys know I have a self-paced program called Pinterest to Profits, and I essentially am going to be running this live from September for 8 weeks. We may do 9 weeks because I feel like I need to add in some more on affiliate marketing, because I was getting myself really hyped up and I was talking about the affiliate marketing. I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love teaching this, because it's one of the easiest ways to make money and to monetize your brand. Anyway, so it may be 9 weeks, but yeah, an 8 week live program that is starting in September with weekly trainings, accountability, step-by-step Pinterest support. Here's right now what the layout is looking. Let's just go and we'll maybe add in some extra bits for affiliate marketing there. But essentially, over these 8 weeks, I'm going to help you to build up your Pinterest foundations, really fully understand it, and create a monetization plan. So, how are you actually going to monetize Pinterest? Again, remember going back to that first problem that I said, the reason that most people fail is because they're not focusing on what problem they're solving. They're giving up too easily, and they're not even thinking about, like, okay, how is this monetized? They just think they post pins and then they're somehow going to make money. No, you need a monetization plan. So, that's what we'll do in the beginning. Then we'll do Pinterest keyword research and SEO strategy. I'm going to help you to get your account completely optimized, all your boards set up so that you can become the one in your niche. We're also going to be helping you with pin designs, AI tools, pin strategies, like how to get your pin to dominate searches. We then take an implementation week. That is a week for you to just go away and make sure that you're caught up on everything so far and implementing. Don't want anyone to get overwhelmed. Then we are looking at scheduling strategies, tailwind, automation, so that you can save hours of time, repurposing content, which is a big one, so that you can have maximum reach with minimal effort, and repurposing content for, sorry, Pinterest funnel setup and long-term growth strategy as well. So not just, so if you, whether it's a digital product or even a physical product, how can you make the most, like maximize your sales from this one sale, or maximize your sales from this one sign up, okay? You're also going to get access to a Telegram community where you guys can communicate with each other and be accountable with each other. And by the way, this is all online. This is a completely online remote program. It's weekly Zoom calls. So we'll be checking in with each other every week. I'll be teaching you every week. And I would say it's probably going to be about 1 to 2 hours per week. I'd love to say that they'd be an hour, but I know what I'm like. I'm already overrunning on this. I mean, this is probably the smoothest that I've done in terms of time. I'm still going to be over. So it'll be about 60 minutes to 120 minutes per week, 1 to 2 hours per week of training with me. Automatically included in this are these bonuses. You get an affiliate marketing and UGC masterclass. You get a Tailwind CEO training, which we had the Tailwind CEO training come and do this with us. You get access to that whole masterclass. I think it's like a 2 hour masterclass, and he's sharing all the new features in there. And throughout this, we'll also do two Telegram Q&A days. So at 2 points throughout the program, you will have an entire day in Telegram with me in our group chat where you can drop whatever questions you want. Obviously, we'll also have Q&As on the back of all of these calls as well. So there's so much in here that you will get, that you will get from this. And obviously these bonuses, they're already like over 600, nearly £700. I can't see that number actually. And they're all included, all completely included in that. Now, just a heads up, this will not be for you if you are looking for a get rich quick strategy or just looking for the fastest route to make money. This is definitely not it. This is not for you if you are being going to stay small minded and you're not going to take action. It's not for you if you're not open to thinking outside the box when it comes to monetizing your brand. And again, you're just looking for the quick and easy way. Spoiler alert, there is no quick and easy way that is also enjoyable. And if you're not ready to do the work, you're not ready to show up, and you're not ready to embrace that big brand energy, then this is not for you. I don't really feel there's anyone like that on this call, but this is perfect for you if maybe you're new to Pinterest, you want that step-by-step system to get started, right? Or maybe you've dabbled in Pinterest, but you've fallen off track. Okay. And now you're ready for real accountability and structure and strategy to finally make it work. Maybe you need a little bit of hand holding. This is for you if you're patient enough to build something sustainable. And if you're willing to show up and do the work and trust the process. And also, if you're just excited to explore different ways to monetize your brand, if you're tired of the Instagram grind and you're like, no, I'm ready to go all in this. I want to learn digital marketing, digital products, affiliate marketing. And also, this is for you if you know you're ready to stop treating your business like a side hustle. Remember at the very beginning of this call, I said you have so much potential, and I genuinely believe that. And that's what I want to help you with, to build a brand, not just a small business or a side hustle. No hustling, okay? No hustling. We want to build a brand that grows with you. So, your investment for this, let's first of all look at everything that this includes and the value of it. So the total value of the trainings, if you were to come into one of my other programs, it's normally around £2,000. Obviously, it includes all the worksheets, templates, and checklists with worth over £400. You obviously get the private Telegram community where we also have Q&A time in there, and you can connect with each other. You can share your wins. And then obviously we have the bonuses as well, which are also worth nearly £700. So the total value of this is over £3,600. Okay. Just let that sink in for a minute because you will not be paying that. You will absolutely not be paying that. But that's completely what it's worth. Nearly £4,000 if we're going to wrap it up, right? The launch price, which again you won't be paying, is just 997, or you can do 3 monthly payments of 370. But guys, because you're on this masterclass, I'm giving a special discount for everyone who's signed up to this or is watching the replay. If you use the code FASTACTION20 before 10 p.m. tonight, you can get 20% off the launch price. So the price will be jumping up to 997, or is 997, or those three payments. But if you use this code FASTACTION20 before 10 p.m. tonight, you can get it for less than £800, or you can get it for three payments of less than 300, which is absolutely insane. Like absolutely insane. I'm going to drop the link in the chat now for anyone that is like, yes, this is a hell yes for me, Hannah. I am in. I'm going to drop it there. So you'll have until 10 p.m. tonight to go and grab that fast action bonus. If you can't buy it today, there will still be a fast action bonus tomorrow, but it will only be 10%. So you can get 20% off when you enroll today, or 10% when you enroll, 10% off when you enroll tomorrow. But it has to be today or tomorrow, and then it will be 997, which is still unbelievable for what it is. 8 weeks, me as your mentor, training you, teaching you everything I know about Pinterest, able to hold your hand along the way, and a whole ton of bonuses as well. So I'm going to leave that in the chat. If you have any questions about this that you don't necessarily want to drop into the chat here, DM me on TikTok. Hopefully you all know my TikTok, but it is just digital.priestess. Super excited about this, especially as we go into September. I always think of September as like, it's like a second new year. Like we have New Year in January, and then you have like a second one. There's my TikTok handle for anyone who needs it. You have like a second one in September. And I just think this is such a great time because January is a really big month on Pinterest. So is November and December. Like November, December, January are Pinterest's busiest months. So imagine if you were to spend September and October with me building up your Pinterest, getting it just absolutely amazing, flawless, all the right keywords in there. You could have content ranking in time for Black Friday, for November, which is the busiest shopping time of the year, for December, the holiday season, another busy time of the year, and for January, where everyone is like, new year, new me, what do I need? What do I need to invest in? What do I need to buy? Like, there's so many opportunities over the next few months. And so that's why I'm doing this at this time. It just felt like I had a download about this a few weeks ago. It felt like the perfect time. Now, obviously, you can go and grab the self-paced program if that is more for you. But what I'm hearing a lot of is I need a mentor. I need a mentor and I need someone to hold my hand and I need this explained to me in detail and I need accountability. So my Pinterest for Profit self-paced program is brilliant, but there's not always that accountability there that we need. So you're going to come into this program, have me as your accountability partner as well as everyone else that is in the program. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Who's ready for the prize? Who have we still got on here? Oh, amazing, amazing. We've still got so many of you. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to share, we'll do a Q&A after this for anyone that does want to stick around and ask a couple of questions. I'm going to share a sentence based on something I spoke about today, based on one of the strategies, right? And there will be two missing words on this sentence. And I need you to drop in the two missing words into the chat. The first person to drop it into the chat with the correct words will win a private one-to-one with me worth £250. And again, that one-to-one is an hour with me, up to an hour with me, where we can talk about whatever you want to do with your business, whether that is what problem am I solving, or maybe you know that and it's like, I need help with Pinterest, I need help with keywords, whatever it is. That hour is I'm yours to sit there and work with, and we'll make sure that you walk away with whatever it is that you want to walk away with. So, fingers at the ready on the keyboards. The sentence is supercharge your authority by thinking like a. See how quick people are. Amazing. Big brands. Oh, so many of you got it right. Who was first there? Oh gosh, there was loads. Leanne Smith. Congratulations, Leanne. You've won the one-to-one. So, Leanne, what I need you to do, if it's possible, if you could private message me on here or TikTok your email address. Don't put it into the chat. We don't want to give your email address to everyone. But yeah, well done, everyone. That's amazing. Yes, Leanne, either private message me on here or TikTok, whichever you're more comfortable with, and send me your email address because then I'll send you a link to book your one-to-one. Amazing. Okay. I would love to take some time now to answer some questions about what we've spoke about today. Um, is there anyone, let me see about if I can see people's faces again. Is there anyone that would like to unmute themselves and drop a question oh, thank you, Leanne, or you can drop it into the chat. Let me just note down Leanne's email address so I don't forget it. Anyone got a question?
Hey Hannah,
Sorry,
I
I'm
have a
trying.
quick one.
Go for it. Go for it.
Um, for the you said that like it ends at 10 p.m. Is that 10 p.m. your time or is that like
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I should have said that. 10 p.m. UK time. So
UK
10
time? Okay.
10 p.m. British summertime,
Yep.
BST.
EST.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it'll be the same tomorrow. If you can't do it today and you want the 10% off tomorrow, it'll be the same for tomorrow, 10 p.m. tomorrow evening. Yeah. Let me go back to the chat. Do you need to repin pins from your same niche? I would recommend it. One of the workarounds for this, I know a lot of people are saying that they don't want to necessarily repin competitors' pins, right? So one of the workarounds for this is to repin quote pins because quote pins don't necessarily get a lot of click-throughs, but you can create a board that is, so my niche is digital marketing. I have a board that is called digital marketing quotes or digital marketing and entrepreneur quotes. And then I will repin a lot of quotes. And that way I'm kind of fulfilling my amount of repins that I need to do, but I'm not necessarily repinning competitors' stuff. And boards, I have quite a lot. I've not actually counted. Shall we quickly count my boards? Um, I mean, I'm going to say minimum 30. I mean, I'm a lot of part of group boards as well. In fact, let me pull it up on this page here. Pinterest. So I have, if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm trying to math 14, 21, 28. Oh gosh, there's probably about like 40 or 50. But of mine, of my own boards, there is 14, 21, about 25. So if I'm doing a done for you Pinterest setup for someone, I tend to create 10 to start them off with, and then they can add on more. But the more boards the better, as long as they're related to your niche. Yeah, yeah. Let me just see what those other questions are. Oh, quote pins. I never thought of that. Yeah, quote pins are such a helpful, helpful type of pin to have. What is the best website to use to help research for keywords? Is one thing I struggle with. So if it's specifically for Pinterest, I recommend PinClicks. If it's for general, just keywords for Google, for everything, I would recommend Key Search. I'll put them into the chat. So there's PinClicks or Key Search. I have some free trials for those via my TikTok, via my stand store. So I'll just go and grab them. If you scroll to the bottom, all the different tools that I use, I've got a whole bunch of like affiliate links here. So I'll just drop them into my stand store there as well. And there's obviously Pinterest for Profits Live that you can sign up. Don't forget, guys, if you do sign up for this, to go and pop in the discount code, which I didn't think I put in here, which is Fast Action 20. And again, that will still be valid tomorrow, but it will only be for the 10%. Okay, let me go back to the questions here. How many boards, websites? What are the key prerequisites before you go to Pinterest? What homework should be done already? Keywords. Keywords is, I mean, if you come into the program, that's why, if we look at this layout, I've kind of done this layout based on the most important things. So before you do anything, do you understand how Pinterest works and do you have a monetization plan? But then week 2, we are straight into keywords because you don't want to go and set anything up until you know what are people searching for. So it starts with what's the problem that I'm solving? That's the first part. But then there's the part 2 is, okay, well, when it comes to that problem, what are people searching? What are they typing into Google or Pinterest at 1 a.m. because they're like, I need this thing, or like, I can't stop thinking about this, or like, I can't sleep because of this. That they just, and so when you go and do the keyword research, that's what is really interesting is you're able to go and find out what people are actually searching for versus what we just think they're searching for. And sometimes the smallest tweak can make the biggest difference when it comes to that. So in terms of homework before you get started, what problem are you solving? And then what keywords are you using? Um, I love that, Lisa. I have seasonal boards, which I repin aesthetic posts to. Brilliant. I also have just started that with mine. So because I'm very much in the digital marketing space and have seen a bit of a trend with these aesthetic CEO digital marketing images, I'm also doing a lot of like repinning. I mean, half of these are mine from AI, and then the other half are other people's that I've just repinned as well. So it's quite helpful. So that way, I don't think these ones will necessarily get click-throughs, so I'm not competing with them. Are affiliate marketing pins allowed on Pinterest? So this is one you have to kind of test out. So Amazon affiliate links, I just wouldn't bother with anymore, unless you have like an Amazon wish list that you can link to. But I'd say put your affiliate links in maybe a blog post or a page somewhere else, and then link to that. But you want to test it out. If you go and create a pin, if I go to create pin, and let me just go and pull up a random image for the sake of this, just to show you what I mean. Um, Where am I going? Desktop, AI photos. I just go and pick a random photo. Okay, so I'm uploading this. Let's say that I actually affiliate for this laptop, right? Um, I can, how does it work? Where's the button gone to add to tag? Have they removed it? Or am I being very, very blind? Oh, go back. Create pin. Oh, there we go. It's tag products. So there's there's this button here, tag products. So you can obviously put your link in here and you could probably put your affiliate link in there. But what will happen is if it's an affiliate link, it will come up sometimes saying you can't do it because it thinks it's spam. But sometimes it might allow it. So I test it with one pin, just test it with one pin first. But something else that you can do is you can go to tag products. Now, if you have physical products and you have something like Shopify, you can upload your Shopify catalog and you can tag your products here. Or you can sometimes add affiliate links in here. So I think I did once use Tailwind and it worked. I think it's going to work now. No. Will the other one work? So sometimes if it's like approved and Pinterest is happy with it, no, then it will come up and you can actually put an actual affiliate link in here. It worked for me once with Tailwind, but I mean I wouldn't tag that anyway. So I'd say affiliate marketing, you're probably better to have some sort of site where you can have your affiliate links. But if you did want to, I'd test them out first. Um, how can I use quote pins for coloring books? I'd look at quote pins around creative, like being creative, relaxing, calming, stuff like that, Monique. Yeah. Which would you advise from the done for you or the live program? So is it Sari? Am I saying that right? Sorry. I would say that completely depends on how heavily you want to be involved in the Pinterest process. So when I do done for you, I do everything, and then you'll get access to my self-paced program as well, so that you can go and learn it. And then you'll take over after 3 months, you can take over. And, that's if you don't want to do a lot of the work. If you know that you want to learn Pinterest and really kind of go all in with learning it yourself, then the live program would definitely be the better one. Because done for you is brilliant. I'll do it all for you, but then I just hand it over to you and you need to go and then take the steps yourself. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Says every time I come on these calls, I learn something. Amazing. Abina says, do you discuss the best, easiest ways to start a WordPress in your program? No, so it's not. You'd need to have that separately. Yeah, and also with WordPress, again, you can have WordPress, but I would definitely. So, for example, like I feel like I'm quite familiar with WordPress, and even I have just paid someone else to go and set up my new website because I'm like, I don't have time to be faffing about with this stuff. So maybe it's a case of hire someone to do the website, or maybe go and learn how to set up a basic one on something like Squarespace, or if you feel confident with tech, then absolutely go for WordPress. Yeah, but no, that wouldn't be included in the program. Does every pin need to have a clickable link? No, you don't have to have a clickable link. You can absolutely upload pins without clickable links. For me, I just think it's a missed opportunity if you don't. Because every time, again, I'll teach this in the program, but every time you upload a pin with a link, you are actually potentially boosting that in Google. The more times that your link is shared across the internet, whether that's TikTok, Instagram stories, you know, Pinterest, the more time that Google sees that your link is being shared somewhere, the higher it will climb in the Google rankings. So for me, I always think you don't have to put a link on a pin, but you may as well. So even if you're doing a quote pin that isn't necessarily related to that link, but you have a link that you want to boost in Google, I would add that clickable link. Yeah, amazing. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up there. Okay, I went over by 20 minutes, 10 to 3. That's not too bad. That's really, really not too bad. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. This has been absolutely amazing. Let me just shut down this so I can see all your faces. This has been absolutely amazing. Thank you to everyone for showing up. Oh, my dog's waking up now. She can tell when I'm about to wrap up a conversation. She can tell when I'm starting to get ready to say goodbye, and she starts to she's yawning, waking up. Like I said, let me just drop in that link one more time. Oh, that's my Sandstore link. But if you click on the Sandstore and scroll to the bottom, there's the link for Pinterest to Profits Live if you want to sign up for that. Again, the code is Fast Action 20. Would love to see you guys in the program and spend 8 to 9 weeks teaching you this stuff in depth and helping you get set up. Thank you so much to everyone for showing up. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. Hopefully, whether you're joining the program or not, hopefully you have action steps that you guys can all go away and take now. I would love to hear from you if you take those action steps. Just drop me a DM on TikTok. And yeah, I'm sure I'll see you on TikTok. I'm sure I'll see you somewhere else. You'll probably be getting an email from me from this afternoon with the replay. If you want to go back and rewatch this and relearn everything, that replay will be there for you to go and binge essentially. And yeah, thank you everyone. It means the world that you guys have showed up and stayed on till the end of the call. So sending so much love to you all. And for those in the UK, go and enjoy your bank holiday weekend as well. Thank you, everyone. See, she's waking up. Bye. Bye, everyone. Okay, okay. We're going to go downstairs now.